Title: I left quietly after her affair. 5 years later, she showed up at my door in tears. Start: I still remember the sound of the door closing behind me the night I left. No yelling, no breaking things, just silence. She never saw it coming because I didn't give her the satisfaction of a scene. That was the first strike in a war she didn't even know she had started. We had been together nearly a decade, the kind of bond people envy, laughter echoing in late nights, inside jokes that only we understood, promises whispered in the dark. She was my anchor, or so I thought. I built my life around her smile. Every plan, every sacrifice, every step forward, I placed her at the center of it. And maybe that was my mistake. The affair revealed itself not in a dramatic slip, but in the smallest of cracks. A message left open on her phone. Not explicit, but wrong. Too familiar, too warm for just friends. Then her late nights at work, the sudden carefulness with her passwords, the way she withdrew from me without saying a word. I didn't confront her. I watched. I collected every piece of evidence: emails, photos, transaction records. Each discovery tore at me, but I let the rage calcify into something sharper: strategy. She thought I was oblivious. I let her think that. I kissed her forehead in the mornings, packed her lunch, smiled at her excuses. Meanwhile, I met with a lawyer. I separated bank accounts. I documented everything with precision. And when the file was thick enough to crush her illusions of control, I walked out quietly. No explanation, just absence. She returned to an empty house and a letter: "You don't get to destroy me, you only get to miss me." The divorce was swift. She signed away more than she realized because she underestimated me. She thought my silence was weakness. She mistook my calm for despair. By the time she understood the scale of what I had prepared, it was over. Years passed. I rebuilt my life piece by piece. No grand displays, just steady progress. A new career, a small home that was mine alone, nights without betrayal, mornings without suspicion. I wasn't happy, not yet, but I was free. And then, one evening, the knock came. When I opened the door, she was standing there. 5 years had aged her badly. Makeup smeared with tears, hair a tangle, eyes swollen. She whispered my name like it was salvation. Please, I had nowhere else to go. I let her in. Not because I wanted her back. No, that part of me had been burned to ash. I let her in because I wanted her to feel the full weight of the mistake she had made. She sat on my couch, sobbing. She told me everything. The man she'd betrayed me with had left her. Then another, and another. She had chased excitement and ended up discarded, used, forgotten. She was broke, alone. The people who once cheered her choices had vanished. Now she came crawling back to the only place where she once knew safety, to me. I listened quietly, nodding in the right places. Inside, I felt nothing but a cold satisfaction. She was expecting forgiveness, maybe even reconciliation. She mistook my silence again for softness. But this time she would see what it really meant. I poured her a glass of water, placed it in front of her, and sat across the table. "You ruined everything we had," I said, calm, steady. "I gave you my loyalty, and you gave me betrayal. I left without destroying you, though I could have, and now you come here expecting shelter?" She shook her head, reaching for my hand. "No, I'm not asking for that. I just need help, please. Anything." That was the moment I leaned in, lowering my voice so she couldn't mistake my intent. "You had your chance to keep me. You chose him. And then another, and another. I am not your safety net. I am your consequence." Her face crumpled. The tears came harder, raw and desperate. She begged. She promised. She clung to fragments of the past like they could be stitched back together. But I was no longer the man who once waited for her at the window, praying for her safe return. That man died the night I found the first message. I stood, walked to the door, and opened it wide. "You wanted freedom. This is what it looks like. Now leave." She froze, stunned. Then she whispered, "You're really turning me away?" "I turned away 5 years ago," I said. "This is just the first time you noticed." She left with her sobs echoing into the night, a broken shadow of the woman she once was.
I closed the door gently, the same way I had the night I walked away. Silence again. And in that silence, I finally felt it. Closure. Not joy, not bitterness, just release. She had fallen, and I hadn't needed to lift a finger. My revenge wasn't in destroying her, it was in surviving her. Now, when I look back, I realize the most powerful move I ever made was also the quietest. I left. I rebuilt. And when she came crawling back, I proved that she no longer had the power to touch me. That is the true victory.